What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Resident Evil content to you. And today I'm going to continue my series of the most frustrating and annoying enemies in the Resident Evil franchise. And since I'm playing Resident Evil 0, you probably know where I'm going with this. And no, it's not the spiders, even though I'll admit I am still kind of a little bummed out that we never got these guys in the RE Engine remakes for whatever reasons. I think I've heard some of the reasons they couldn't do 8-legged things in the RE Engine. I don't know, but I'm getting off topic here. The point is that Resident Evil 0 is known for a certain enemy that can be really frustrating, but unlike the Moths, which was my earlier video, I can at least respect this person as an enemy that I can at least understand fighting, but it doesn't make it any less easier and less frustrating because these guys, oh my goodness, they come at you. And when I mean they come at you, the best way I can say it with these guys, you might get a little laugh at it or even know what I'm talking about, but I feel like these guys are wearing Air Jordans and how they hop and leap and dive bomb your ass. And they kind of give me a sense that they're like, you remember back in the late 80s, early 90s in the NBA, there was the Detroit Pistons, not the Pistons today. Oh my God, that losing streak, good God almighty, please do whatever you got to do. Find a W somewhere. It's got to be somewhere. I feel sorry for Detroit Piston fans. But back in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a group of the Pistons called the Bad Boy Pistons. They're a team that won back-to-back NBA titles and were notorious for basically physically beating the living hell out of you. Just beating you down, physically mauling you, and you don't believe me, ask Michael Jordan, because my God, that poor man got basically abused by that team as they just constantly kept going after him, realizing that the only way they could really stop him was to basically ground him. And anytime he tried to take off, they would just physically beat the hell out of him, because if you know, back then, the first hit might be a foul. The second, third, fourth, and fifth hit, well, didn't really count. And that's how it was back in those days. It was very, very physical. Not like how it is today. And that's not a knock on today's league. It's just completely different era, completely different leagues. But the point is that those Detroit Pistons, those Bad Boys Pistons, would beat the hell out of you. They would physically jump you with numbers and beat the hell out of you. That's basically the enemy I've been hyping up and talking about right now. And that is none other than the Eliminators. And if you don't know what an Eliminator is, you know, count yourself, I guess, a little bit lucky that you haven't had to deal with them. But let me just say this right now. The Eliminators are no joke. As I like to call them, monkey bastards. Because these guys will physically impose their will on you and just keep hitting you and jumping you and just doing whatever they got to do to just frustrate the living hell out of you. And as I said, they're not so bad one-on-one, but when you get a bunch of them, oh my goodness, these guys, as I said, man, it's just like fighting a whole unit, and they come after you. And the scary part about this is that, you know, obviously in this sequence, you know, you don't play as Rebecca, she gets knocked down. Just imagine you're doing this as Rebecca, because one thing about Rebecca, she doesn't take the amount of hits that Billy does. And Billy, you know, takes a lot more abuse and damage, and you can still easily find yourself dying as Billy. So just imagine you're doing this as Rebecca. But the point is that these guys here, they come at you. You know, it's easy to shoot one, but when they all come at you, they come chase after you, jump on top of you, bite you, dive bomb you, keep hitting you, and every time you get hit, it staggers you, so you can't like sit there and aim. And not to mention, you might not have a lot of ammunition, so you got to be careful of how you use that ammunition. You got to, you know, use it sparingly. And you know, here in this case, I'll just tell you right now, I was using the infinite ammo, but I'll tell you right now, without it, I would definitely not just be firing, you know, so nonchalantly here, because it'd just be more of like a hectic panic there. And to be fair, I don't necessarily have to come in this room, but the next room I wasn't so lucky. I have to come in this room, and here they just they just beat the hell out of me. I mean, that's just basically what it is. This is basically like you're Michael Jordan, and these are the bad boy Pistons, and they just want to kick your ass. And that's exactly what it is. And they keep hitting me, and I can't get out of it. They keep whacking me, and I'm trying to fight back, and it's just, it's not working. It's not working out. It's not doing it, and you'll see them, they just jump into the screen, and it's hard to predict that, and bam, I'm dead. The end. So, how do you counteract that? And I think this is the best strategy I have. As I said, fighting one at a time is not so bad at all. It's pretty easy. I always want to use a shotgun. The first one was using a hunting gun, but this time I'll bring out the shotgun. And the best way I can say to do this is to get in the corner and try to anticipate how they are, because their height also doesn't help, because they're so small. A lot of times you go right over them. But I get in the corner and I kind of keep it based. If you have great reflexes, I don't, guys, but if you have great reflexes, maybe you're able to time when they hop down. It's just hard with the fixed camera angles to know when they're coming in, because at halftime they're just dropping down. You don't even see them in the process of jumping. But get in that corner and try to keep the gun straight. And as you see them, if they get close up, tilt it down and hit them kind of in a crit spot, or maybe hit them in the body if it's straight up, or maybe you might get one in the air. But you just want them coming at you. You don't want a situation where they're surrounding you, because they get you surrounded, you're kind of screwed. So get yourself planted in a corner, get a shotgun, and just try to get them over here. You might get one to pop in there, dive bomb you, and it is what it is. They might get a hit, but you just want to get them off of you, and that's the main thing. And if you feel like you can run up on one and get them real quick before the others come in, do that at your own discretion. But the bottom line is just get yourself in a corner and let them come at you, so at least they're coming in one direction. Don't run in the middle of the room and have 3 or 4 of them surrounding you, because if you do that, well, you're just going to constantly get trapped in the endless loop of constantly being hit, because every time they hit you, they knock you off balance, so you got to readjust your gun and see where it is. And not to mention, if you are running low on ammunition, you definitely want to make your shots count. But at the end of the day, they are a frustrating enemy, but I can at least respect them. Unlike the Moths, which I just... I'm sorry. I don't know if I ever respect them all. I can respect the Eliminators. They are little monkey bastards. Try to paint an interesting story of what I think they are. But nonetheless, I can respect the monkeys. They're a solid enemy. Maybe a little bit bigger just so the hits won't miss them some of the time. Because as I said, it's like, fighting... not hunters, but at least hunters are kind of like tall. You can always hit them. You're not worried about missing them. You're just worried about that one attack they can one-hit KO you. But at the end of the day, the Eliminators, they are frustrating, especially if you're just doing this for Rebecca, because she can't take the amount of hits as Billy. So Billy's a tank, but even he will fall eventually. But yeah, just prop yourself in the corner, and hopefully you can hit your shots and not have to worry about them just getting you stuck, stun locked. But that's my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. How do you feel about the Eliminators? Do you think they're a frustrating enemy, or are they the most frustrating enemy you've ever encountered, or are they very high on the list, or maybe you don't think they're frustrating at all? Let me know down in the comment section down below. And are you also like me, you just don't respect them all? So let me know down below. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back on the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.
It was around this time last year